So, welcome back to Sanctuary from Your Sofa presents Carols by Candlelight. We really hope you enjoyed singing along to the carols this evening. A huge thank you to Emma Britton, the Exeter Railway Band, and of course the choir for joining us. You're joining us at Packham Farm, just a stone's throw away from the Donkey Sanctuary Sidmouth, and as promised earlier, we're here to meet three adorable foals called Joey, Phoebe, and Lilibet. So unfortunately, due to some technical difficulties, we've not been able to bring this to you live as originally planned, so instead you're watching a backup video that was filmed earlier today. Sadly, that does mean that we're not going to be able to take any questions, but if there's anything you'd really like to ask, our team will still be active and responding in the live chat box. Joining us here are Lisa and Meg, who are going to be introducing us to the donkeys, but first we want you to meet some very special Christmas creations. Say hello to Snowy, Pud and Candy. These three crochet donkeys, or Neddies as we like to call them, were made for us by a very talented supporter to give away to three lucky winners. For your chance to get your hands on one of these unique designs in time for Christmas, head to bray.news/win or click on the link below this video. That'll take you through to our Just Giving page where we're asking for a small donation from those who would like to be entered into the prize draw. Entries close at 11 p.m. on Thursday the 16th of December, and the winners will be contacted by email the following day. Full details are available on the Just Giving page. Best of luck. So if we swivel around now, and let's start saying hello to the adorable foals that we've got living here.
Hello, welcome to our foal group. First foal here to introduce herself, she's going to eat my clipboard first, is Phoebe. She was born back in the summer, and her mum is Abby, just behind her here. Abby was rescued. She had a younger foal with her, and then this is Phoebe that she was pregnant with at the time. So yeah, they've settled in really, really nicely. Myself and Meg were lucky enough, weren't we, to be at the birth of Phoebe, and she was an amazing, beautiful silver colour when she was born. She was a dark colour when she was born, and then as she dried out, she turned into a beautiful silver colour, and she had lovely stripes on her legs. Now she's got her winter woolies. They're not quite as easy to see. I don't think you can really see them very faintly, but yeah, she's a really lovely, friendly foal.
So when was Phoebe born?
She was born back in about June time. So.
And just in the stables here?
Yeah. She was born, just over there, really. So, and like I say, we were very, very lucky. Abby is quite timid. You may notice that as we move. She's got a lot more confident than she was, but we had to take quite a lot of time to sort of get to know her and get her confidence really, and then she allowed us to be there at the birth.
And then if we head over to the back, who's this that we've got in the middle there?
So just over here, these are a trio. So the mum over here is Annie. Girl, Abby. This is Annie, and her daughter just behind is Lilibet. And then to the other side of her is her friend Rosie. They're a bonded pair. And then Lilibet was also born in June, but she wasn't born here at the sanctuary. She was born elsewhere and came in as a young foal.
So if you were to describe Lilibet's personality, how would you describe her?
Well, now I would say she's a very, very confident foal, loves human company. I think she's quite lucky that she's got a built-in auntie as well as her mum, so she's got double the care. Yeah, we've done a lot. When she first arrived, she was very, very timid, but that's normal. When donkeys first come here, it takes a while for them to settle down. We have done quite a lot of handling of Lilibet, and we're very lucky to have lots of willing volunteers that also come and help us. So yeah, she's just gone, her confidence is really growing all the time.
And then last but certainly not least, just in front of you here, who's this?
Meg, do you want to introduce Joey?
This is Joey. He was born here in June. And No, he wasn't. He was born in March.
In
I
March,
prep
yeah,
myself.
that's all right,
Yeah, we were lucky enough to see him being born here as well. His mum is just in the back here, just catching some sun. This is Rachel. Should I say, she's quite a quiet character, isn't she? Although she loves her food, she's generally quiet, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, when she came in, she had 2 daughters with her already, and she was pregnant with Joey. So her daughters have now gone on our guardian scheme, and she's just now got all her attention on Joey. So it's quite a lot of foals to be having. So I think she's probably quite glad of the rest now. But yeah, she's really lovely girl, and again, we had to work quite hard to gain her trust when she first came here, but now she's very relaxed, and yeah, as Meg says, she likes her food. She's always helpful.
So obviously we have a no breeding policy here at the sanctuary. So in what sort of cases do we end up with foals here?
I think it varies, doesn't it, really? I mean, it's just if they come in and they are in foal, then we obviously put them in this little small group so that we can keep a close eye on them. And also, as we were talking earlier, it's all about getting to know the mares and gaining their trust, really. So that's the thing that we sort of focus on, and we get used to that. Obviously we do that with all donkeys, but we try and get used to them being handled, and we touch them all round their tummies and all, and check obviously around their udders, don't we, just so they're really used to all that type of handling before the big day when the foal arrives.
So how do we know when a donkey's coming into our care whether they're pregnant or not?
So when the donkeys come into our care, we have our vets check over them. They'll run bloods and do scans to obviously see if they are in foal. The vets work very hard with them, don't they, to double check that everything's okay, and to find out whether they are or aren't in foal.
And then how long will a mare be in foal for?
So 11 to 14 months is when they are in foal.
It's quite a wide range.
Yeah,
isn't
so
it? Yeah.
really, we found, haven't we, that obviously we don't know how long they have been in foal when they do come into our care, but we find that when they are comfortable and settle down for the night, normally that's when the foals are born.
Yeah, usually, yeah. Yeah, they don't go by a clock. They do it when they're ready. I think that's why they've got such a long range.
Yeah.
They wait till they're completely comfortable. They know their surroundings. They know us, and often they'll wait for that quiet time. We've got cameras as well that we can sort of watch them through the night, and they're very used to us popping in and out, aren't they? And checking over them at all times of day and night. So yeah.
And is there a particular time of day or night that donkeys are normally born?
We found apart from one of them, but when everyone goes home and it starts to quieten down, that's when, especially with these two, were born. We have had one in the daytime.
Yeah, it's more unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, when it quietens down a bit, that's when
they just do it. There's no hurrying.
No pressure on them.
And like I say, they don't mind what time of day or night it is, just whenever they're comfortable. And I think we feel really privileged that we've had that experience. It's absolutely magical to gain their trust enough that they will allow us to be there. Obviously, we keep really, really quiet, but it's an amazing experience. They, like most animals, they are born in a diving position, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's so sweet. When they first come out, they've got like little jelly shoes on their feet to protect the mum as they come out. And the whole process is just amazing. You can't take your eyes off them, can you? It is absolutely incredible. And the mums, we didn't see Lilybet, but these two mums here, we knew they'd both had foals before because they came in with them. But they were amazing, the two of them, weren't they?
Yeah.
they knew what to do. We just really stood back and
Let them
kept
get
an
on with
eye.
it, didn't we?
Yeah,
Just kept
yeah.
an eye on them.
Yeah, it's they just like really sort of nudge the foals to get the foals going, don't they?
Yeah.
And you know, it is absolutely amazing to watch.
So what do those first few hours of a foal's life look like? Do they get up and start walking straight away, or is there other things that happen first?
So it takes a few minutes, doesn't it, for them to find their feet. Obviously, it depends on how things have gone with the birth, but what we've seen is normally they're up pretty quick, moving about. As soon as they're on their feet, you can't really stop them, but it's important when they do get up that they have their first drink and we see their first poo as well.
Yeah.
But we always have the vet here after they are born just to give them a check over
Yeah.
and see how they are.
And sorry, we clean, obviously clean the where the umbilical cord goes. We clean that, don't we? And just generally check them over. But like I say, the mums are amazing. The mums know that they need to have a feed and have a poo. These experienced mums, and they almost like nudge the foals. And then I've watched them. We watched them, didn't we? Put the chin over the foal and almost guide the foal
them, yeah.
to the udder. It is like absolutely amazing to watch.
So obviously the foals that are in here, one of them was born in March, the others were born in June. How long would we generally consider a donkey to be a foal for?
Oh, I think it sort of varies really, doesn't it? Certainly anything under a year would be a foal.
Yeah.
But, you know, like some people, some of them are sort of, you know, they love their mummies and they want to stay with them
Always
and
be with them.
Yeah, be with them forevermore. So, yeah.
So do foals like to play with toys?
Oh, most definitely. We've got some toys out for them today, and much like children, they love our company, but they love each other's company, and they love to play. So we've put a few things out for them. I don't know if they want to come and have a look. We move, they might move. Come on, guys.
So is this Joey here who's having a little look at this bucket of water?
Yeah, Joey's really playful, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, they all are, but I think that's the lovely thing. They've got each other to play with as well. But yeah, anything, they love to play. They've got a ball in there, so they sort of move the ball with their noses, and it's all, it's really good for them. It teaches them, you know, they feel everything, much like children put things in their mouths, they're feeling everything with their noses. It's all discovery, and you know, and it's good for their brain and their entertainment, really. Keeps them enriched and entertained.
So why is this sort of enrichment important, especially at the beginning of a donkey's life?
So we want them to be able to see as much as possible. So if they do go out on our Guardian scheme, then they've seen the majority of, well, scary stuff, really.
Yeah, just like a lot of people would do with a young puppy. You know, you're trying to sort of give them as many life experiences
Yeah.
as possible.
Desensitise them to
Yeah, that's right.
anything
Yeah,
possible.
so nothing scary. They're feeling around for stuff and just getting used to stuff. We use I don't know if you can see up there that we use quite a lot of poles on the ground. Mostly it's good for it's good for them to like lift up their feet, and it's good for their sort of brain to communicate with their bodies, like the coordination, I think is the word. So that's good for them, and like learning to place their feet, and it's good to develop their muscles. Yeah, there's loads of things, and it's a nice toy for them to play with as well.
So what other sorts of things can we do with them, perhaps when they get a little bit older, to prepare them for later life?
So most days we're in here picking up feet, putting on head collars, walking them round. But when they're a little bit older and can start to venture out on walks, our QTVs are very helpful, aren't they? With
Yep.
getting them out walking, seeing different things coming down the public bridleway, like walkers, dogs,
Yep.
horses.
Anything that they might experience, you're trying to set them up
Yeah.
to, for normal life. We want them to, ultimately, we want them to go and have happy lives in loving homes. So, we're just exposing them to anything that might really come along. But the head collar and the feet and stuff, we start from like hours
Very
old,
early
really,
age, yeah.
touching them all over and getting them used to it. So because they're born here, they're really, really used to having lots and lots of handling.
So Packham Farm is obviously quite well set up to look after foals. And what is it about this particular shelter here that makes it so suitable?
I think really just because it's a little small area, we want the donkeys, as I was saying earlier, we want the donkeys to get used to their surroundings but not have, too many other donkeys. They want to feel comfortable and confident, and you want to keep them with playmates their own age, really. They're so lucky that they've got each other to play with, as well as us coming and sort of doing stuff with them. The play together is really, really important. So and also we are on hand to check. It's a nice easy little group to come in and check on, like I was saying earlier, sort of day and night, and we've got cameras in here so that we can check them all round the clock, really. Lilibet's having a nice play with that flag. Things like that flap are really good. So as they grow older, nothing will really scare them. The things that flap. Take it all in a stride, she's going to knock that down.
So all three foals in here are still feeding from their mothers, aren't they?
Yes.
But on top of that, what do foals eat?
So in this group, they are currently on straw and a bit of haylage. They are having extra feeds as well, just because as the mothers are feeding, they obviously need a little bit extra to produce that milk and to keep their weight on as well.
So as grooms, how much interaction do you have with the foals, and why is that important for them?
It's lovely. It's a really lovely job. We interact with them, as much as we can, really. As I was saying earlier, the more human contact they have, the more confident and happy they will be. So we get, which, like I say, we're very lucky that we have lots of willing volunteers as well. So they see quite a few different people, and stop that rolling into you. And they have lots and lots of different experiences.
And just finally, what does the future hold for a foal born here at the sanctuary? Obviously, they do have a home here for life should they need it. But what's kind of the next steps for these guys?
The future's really bright for these, isn't it? Like, they will hopefully go out onto our Guardian scheme, but they definitely do have a very, very bright future.
Yeah, we all just hope that they will, whoever they could go out with, the other foals, or maybe with their mums, depending on health and circumstances. But whatever happens, they will, we really hope the ultimate goal is to get them a loving family of their own.
Fantastic. So sadly, we have come to the end of this evening's event. We want to say a huge thank you to everyone who's worked so hard to make it happen. And we're so sorry that we weren't able to meet the foals live this evening as originally planned, but we hope you enjoyed watching this backup video instead. All of tonight's event, including our virtual Carols by Candlelight service, will be available to watch again on our website and YouTube channel as soon as we're wrapped up. If you've enjoyed this evening's virtual visit, please consider playing a part in supporting the work that we do both here in the UK and across the world. With Christmas coming up, there's a few ways that you can do that. To donate, to adopt one of our 22 adoption donkeys, or to browse our online gift shop, head to our website or click on one of the links below this video. Your support really can mean the world to donkeys in their hour of need. For those of you who would like to come along and visit our herd over the Christmas period, the Donkey Sanctuary Sidmouth is open to visitors daily with free entry and parking. Our regional sanctuaries across the UK are also open at selected visiting times, but please just be aware that you will be required to book in advance. Full details can be found at bray.news/visit. Sanctuary from Your Sofa will be back for a full calendar of virtual events in 2022, but for now, thank you for joining us and have a very Merry Christmas.